following material may contain sex, coarse language, and violence.
Of course! Of course!
You're heading to the Nebuchadnezzar.
And as soon as he starts doing that, he realises Rover is tailing him.
If you're at the trial,
Are you,
it all's
Yeah,
all
sorry.
trial.
Sidewinders being alone is kind of a dumb thing lately.
I'm going to listen to those notes. I really do. It's really important.
This will probably be pretty boring, so I'll try to make it fast.
Appreciate it. Where are we actually going?
Nebuchadnezzar. Well, the docks.
Sweet. Do you have any... yeah. You wouldn't have to fear side controls. It's good.
how are you getting there?
Of course, we're taking a rapid transit.
How rapid?
Speed!
Pedal on the right goes down!
28.
This is going to be good.
Okay.
When the sergeant pulls us
Very
in the
fast but
office,
safe.
driving convictions.
I don't have a license, what are you talking about? If the Citadel has its own license requirements, I do not have
I
one
can't
of those.
imagine it does. Because everyone seems to just be able to pile in and use stuff.
It's probably because the vehicles have their own safeties that stop you being tards, but...
Quarian.
I'm Commander Shepard, and this is
Human.
my favourite safety override in the car.
Anyway, so you're heading off there, and Logan and TL are heading to
The apartment.
the apartment?
Not
They're
our
heading-
apartment.
Her apartment.
Not her apartment, the White Council's apartment.
Oh, Dylan.
Dylan's, it's the only way we can do this.
I'll call ahead so he knows we're coming.
Yeah.
This one is pleased to hear from you.
We're coming in. Can you arrange a meet with her?
This one will do so.
Thank you. Blessings of the Enkindlers upon you. It's our cover.
He hung up on me. That one is a bastard.
So very cool.
Here, have your coffee. No, I have not put my tentacles in it. Wait.
That's more than I'm getting from you.
If you... Only about like a minute later, you will actually get a response from... a reply from... Not a reply, a recall from Dylan that's like, this one is informing you that she may be a while.
Acknowledged.
And then he just hangs. Well,
There we go.
Wow, he's cool.
Who's the bastard now? So you head to the apartment that's basically...
We'll take our time since she's going to be around. So, how did your guided tour go?
Oh, it was interesting. I just
Actually?
no, no. It was more having to. Oh, he was just not. Oh. Slime. It's
Well, looked cleaner than that.
no. He was just slime.
Oh, well, no, I mean,
I mean, that's his job.
you might want to watch that kind of talk around Dylan.
What?
I'm presuming you're using a racial epithet to describe that you were led around by a Hanar?
No.
I don't understand what you're saying, then. Are you saying he's part of it?
What, the guy leading me around? Oh, yeah, he was definitely part of it. He knows. He knew what was going on. I just couldn't.
That scum-sucking scuzzball. He needs to go down as well.
But there was also he wasn't leading me away from any area. You know, it was.
Oh, that's because it was all underneath in little sugar packets.
That's right. But your side been alright from the sounds of it.
As far as I know.
I didn't get to read much of what you sent. I was trying not to be on the.
I'll regale her. Stories of the executive officers.
At least we've got the stuff. Hopefully, they can do something with it this time.
Hopefully. Because I tell you, if we have to break into another place looking for yet more evidence, there's going to be a trail of bodies.
Well, hold on. If not, at least with us looking into what the chips do, we could then try and counter it or control it ourselves.
I'm fairly sure I have Zolo and I could break back in there and...
Break back in there.
Well, I'm sure.
Yeah,
I'm sure he's scouted detonation locations.
Why wouldn't he?
It's a passive perception check.
I mean,
It's a hobby. He looks at everything that way. He's like the Terminator.
it's not like that. While we're walking together quietly, we're still scoping out every person that we see.
I used to have an application that I could run on my desktop. This is back in the Windows 95 era. When Windows 95 was still sort of new, and it was a Terminator 2 themed set of stuff. And one of them was like a screensaver that just put the red Terminator overlay on the cursor, and it would actually, like, when it hovered over like icons on your desktop and that, it would stop and tell you what it was. We'd like just like with the sound effects and everything from Terminator, and that stopped working on every other version of Windows since.
There was a lot of,
And it was the coolest thing.
there were a lot of cool screensavers and stuff from back then. Yeah,
And now they're just boring.
I remember. Because I remember there was a cool like itchy and scratchy one I had that was where they'd actually open up like desktop icons and folders and stuff and chase each other through and then throw bombs in and then close it again and then the bomb would explode the icon itself. And the bones of Scratchy would come tumbling out. And
There were so many good ones like that.
Yeah, none of them work on modern Windows systems. Not a single one of them. So the Terminator one opens up and the thing just sort of bounces around the screen looking for stuff. It can't identify anything. Like, so fucking lame. But it was so great. And that CD came with, literally, still to this day, the best image morphing tool I've ever had.
I mean, this was back at the point when viruses and stuff you could get on your computer sometimes were just for lulz. It didn't actually do anything bad to your system.
Yeah. When it was actually enjoyable. You got it this virus.
Hey, everybody, I'm watching porno over here!
And then you go, send it to your mates.
yeah, you two, discuss that. You will arrive before.
Did they get some news?
No, they're in a car.
But you will get some when you.
We get news. We got some news.
But yeah, after you guys arrive at the Nebuchadnezzar.
Sweet. Roll on in and get to work identifying exactly, if I can identify exactly how this works or interesting things about it. It was made by BSA, but maybe I can identify where maybe certain components came from, or the
Baterianomics factory in Baterian Town, Bateria.
Anything else I can learn from it.
Okay.
Slave Co. Slave Co.
$24.
Big town.
23.
It does sync up with BSA technology that you've seen in the past. You do detect there's like a what's the best way of putting this? There's a chip on it that's basically dedicated to connected to a long-range, semi-long-range communicator, mid-range, I'll say, and when a certain signal was sent through it, basically then sends the data to the rest of the unit to
do the thing it wants it to do. Are any of these components illegal, or their overall construction illegal?
It's not illegal by itself, but if it was inserted into a drone, the old unit would be illegal because it would bypass Citadel safety standards and also the I suppose you would at least surmise that it would bypass any restrictions that were immediately put in place with contracts with the Citadel.
And anything they might have put in place.
I mean, that's kind of an assumption, but you assume that these things went through some kind of process that these chips would therefore bypass and suddenly make them violate those clauses.
Could I use this chip? And I imagine I'd have to maybe do some fiddling around with a drone, but could I use it to take control of a drone myself?
If you... Okay. Actually, no, I don't even think you would have to make a roll for this. You would have to reprogram it, reset the frequency to one of your choosing instead of the... I mean, you don't know for sure, but you assume that this is a BSA-related frequency.
It's a genuine
Actually,
question.
you could just use the frequency,
he's
so you
laughing.
actually wouldn't have to reprogram it. Actually, you would just have to use the same frequency that is programmed into that.
Okay.
But you could change it if you wanted to. That would require additional programming. And
I mean, yes. I imagine they could be.
You don't know though until you ask.
and then, but you would have to also get hold of a drone, disable it completely somehow without it triggering any alarms or safeties,
Not impossible.
and then know where to install the chip, install it properly.
Okay, but can he investigate the software that's on it?
There's a thing, but first, I have another question
He would
I
have to
ask.
he would have to plug it into something or attach it to connect to it in some way,
Yeah.
and then
Could these chips be used for world peace?
Yes, when everyone's dead, everything will be...
I mean, I suppose in the right hands, if hooked up to the right device, they could be useful for world peace.
Okay,
I don't know
so-
what world you're talking about. You're operating on a galactic scale in this game.
I'm getting a Brannock back, baby. Getting a gift.
See, you think I'm trolling you, but I'm not.
I need to get my hands on a gift. But anyway, so I'm going to write up a little. I'm going to write up a little document that's like explains a little bit about the chip. That it's not technically illegal, but if it was in a drone, it was illegal, and maybe they've already installed some. We should look at. We should get CSEC to pull in the most recent.
So you haven't seen the schematics that Rosa found yet.
Yeah.
The data Logan found. So.
The thing is, you've got the signal. It's not hard enough to not.
Just to test it. Not asking if they can be put in a dog.
I was wondering when
Sorry, what was that?
later was going to come on that whiteboard.
Can it use me to control or what?
Nothing. Nothing.
Robo Puppy commencing 4-hour yippee session.
Oh, right. Because if I just broadcast that signal from somewhere with some, I don't know, like they'll need alternate commands as well. I could probably just check if I could maybe pull in all the drones that do have the chip, if they do have the chip already. And just broadcast, be like, go here. Any drones that show up.
It's not a. It doesn't allow you to directly control the drone.
Oh,
Well, I mean, all it does is deactivate safety and.
So you can command them to fly into things and overheat their own cells and explode and kill political figures.
right.
Or buy-ball players that speak against your narrative.
Yeah.
Or cancel people on Twitter that have opinions you don't like.
So not necessarily safe to play with for now, but I will. Yeah, I'll keep that note at the bottom that recommends CSEC pull all recent drones that were brought in for maintenance or that were recently produced to check for this chip, and send it to Logan.
And since he's in work mode and being very boring, Rosa will be sitting at the terminal with, like an Asari archive of Asari porn movies that are like within the last 500 years, just like word association, planet name. This planet name comes up, one off. Just building up more popularly, this one is referenced, and this one is referenced, and stuff like that.
What's up, Cholos? Welcome back to Rosa's Porn Review.
She could do that.
Today we're looking at Slut Sisters 6.
You could do that as a side job.
Stream it.
With the very popular Jinx Falafi.
For laughing. No. So yeah, you're doing that. Who wants to roll for the news that you guys wanted on the way?
You wanted you could roll news.
Wow! I wonder what that's going to sound like when it's spit up 1.5 times. Like, I'm to listen to these out.
Yeah, I got that. That's a 5. I got a 5.
I think it is. It's the one with Logain's favourite planet name ever.
Was it the way we came because we went to a
Thunder Beach.
Hannah on the planet Beach Thunder recently reached out to the Citadel Council to help with a dispute between them and Krogan miners as to the rights to access a Prothean ruin that was uncovered there late last week, and it seems the Council has answered. According to CNN sources, a mediator from the Vol Protectorate has been sent to evaluate and negotiate a fair agreement between the two parties involved in an attempt to come to a peaceful solution. Until his arrival, the Krogan are continuing their mining efforts, stating that until the representative arrives, it is still their territory to mine.
Beach Thunder.
You guys
It's going to have Hulk Hogan in it.
in the planet.
The beach.
They're going to keep mining in this region, brother! The space station.
Yeah, it's a big planet. One island is just in the shape of Jam That Jam.
What is that shape exactly?
It's the shape of the words Jam That Jam. Because Hulk Hogan's got this tattoo that's supposed to read, I am that am. I am that I am. But it just looks like Jam That Jam. So...
Do you guys arrive at the apartment? Bing bong. Kenikia answers the door. Oh, hello. It's been a while since I've seen you. Please come in.
Thank you. How are you holding up?
I'm fine.
Very good. Oh, man.
Apparently she's going to be a little bit longer just because she was not in the office.
I understand.
Would you like something to eat or drink?
I'm fine, thank you.
I also am fine.
I will leave you to it.
Thank you.
Bells and leaves.
Real quick, I know what I should be doing. I need to try and devise a countermeasure for this signal or this chip, in case they do something before we shut them down.
We just jam the frequency. You jam that jam.
There we go. That's fine.
Here we go.
About 10 minutes later, Sergeant comes in.
I'll stand.
I'll stand.
Hello. I believe you have additional information for me.
Video. Physical evidence.
Technical information on the chip.
Information on the chip.
Thank you.
You said that. I don't know. You
We
said
are ready for your debriefing.
Very well. Is there anything additional you can tell me?
One of the video files on there that I sent you, I don't know if you had a chance to read it, is a video documentation of a conversation between an executive at Spost and a member of the a decision maker at the BSA where they explicitly mention their perfidies.
Yes, I believe that was the first one I watched.
It's good viewing.
Yes, that will be excellent evidence.
My concern is that the inevitable action. I'm hoping we've got enough here to justify some kind of more immediate response than trying to serve a warrant, because that worked so well last time.
Yes, I'm considering perhaps leaking this to CNN.
I was gonna ask if I should leak this to Messianis or someone.
Well, if you want to do it yourself, by all means. That means it can't be tied back to me.
Well, I'll wait for you to make that decision.
Do it.
If you'll excuse me. I told you everything, so you know everything.
Yep. I'll mention about the frequency of the code. That we can, if we had to, we can block that frequency. It's not for use for anything else on Citadel, is it?
I don't believe so, no.
Because that would
I would have to double check that.
Really unfortunate if they've got that same frequency.
Well, until the
somewhere
drones
else.
are grounded, then it could be just a temporary inconvenience. If you ground all the drones, get them in, and then you can release that frequency.
Yes.
You could do that. I imagine that wouldn't be terribly common, because otherwise it would interfere with their ability to activate this facility on their drones.
It would turn them on, and then by chance one of those drones maybe.
And that could leak their whole thing.
Yeah.
I suspect that they're probably not going to put these chips in all of their drones and merely use it for select ones.
Yes.
And then if a BSA representative orders something, then they will immediately use one of the BSA drones.
No, fully
Just in
understand.
case.
I don't think there's anything else we need to explain. We'll return this gear when we're finished.
Of course.
Hopefully, all goes well. And
Just drop it off at any time. There's no need to use one of those things to
no,
send it.
I'd rather not. I'll leave you to it and I'll head home.
Very good.
Sleep well.
You too. I know I will tonight.
So will I. Hopefully Logan will as well.
She leave.
And
They're armfuls of stuff.
I'll head out. Say bye to them and
Bye, Kaneki says. This one says farewell.
be good. And I'll head home.
What is Logan?
Beep.
Yeah. To Messinas.
We have this. She's got a special encrypted Omni tool I gave her.
Hello.
Want a scoop?
Of course I do.
Cool. I'm coming in. I have some interesting things.
No, I'm here at the moment. Fix your address.
On my way. If that's acceptable.
Of course. I'm not at work at the moment. It's a bit late.
Oh, of course, yes. I say looking up at the non-existent moon or sun. But they would have night lighting on. Or nighting.
You head off there. I don't know how long you're going to take with your endeavors.
I'm just going to roll it's a 50-50 on whether Zalo notices that he's being somewhat inconsiderate by nerding too hard.
50-50s with toast.
Okay, no, he's not going to be too inconsiderate. So I'll remember that Rosa is here, guarding me. I'll lean back. Oh, I think that's all done. At least everything I can learn for now. Have to find out what the go is from here before we can make any more use of this.
Rover has a beard.
I thought he was
literally doing the beard and mustache thing with her hair. What was that, son?
Culturally, you probably don't know what that means.
No.
There are not species with long hair until humans came along. What even are you doing?
What are you doing?
Facial hair. Getting old.
Here. Oh, right, that thing
Okay,
that humans
a
have.
swing and a miss.
It's gone.
Just need to go. Rah!
The alien comes back and is like, I can smell your cunt.
I have, I think I'm not.
Want to go to a bar?
I'm down.
I know just the place. To the groggery.
Yes, this groggery that Logain now owns.
Hey.
Give me time. Give me time, I'll buy it.
Please,
I'll get it first.
please tell me it's nautical themed.
No, more race themed.
Arr, very unhappy bartender and a pirate coffee. Arr.
To the roadside.
Pirate with the racing stripe.
It be getting me through the bends faster.
See, we go to the roadside groggery.
Nothing else.
Go see who's in.
Okay. Get off there, that'll take some time. Tiala's probably going to arrive home at the apartment fastest because it's only.
Just have some news!
Might have some years. Yes, she does.
6.
Yes.
I'm fairly sure I used to be able to get higher than that.
You're 12.
This is like Zalo.
No!
I know.
Tiala rolled it. She might tell you.
You might.
IS 7200 Racing League Team Mirage has had its recent request to employ VI-controlled racing units denied by league officials. The Quarian team has been working on and testing technology for months now and tried their best to make them adhere to the strict rules of the competition, but the head of the IS 7200 division, Murin Wellen, made an announcement today at a press conference. The concept of VI drivers violates the core principle of the sport to be a test of skill between living organic species who push themselves to the limits to compete in an even playing field against others, such as themselves, he stated. A computer-controlled and programmed driver goes against the spirit of the sport and has thus been rejected as of this time. Representatives from Mirage have refused at this time to comment to CNN on the news.
Nah, you hate to see it, don't you, Bob? You hate to see it, yeah.
I hate to see Quarians fail, but I also kind of agree with their decision.
And you must just be filled with hate all the damn time.
Just blow up all the other racers and then the Quarians can win by default.
Yeah.
If I can't have it, no one will.
Tiala arrives at the apartment.
Right, I'll go get changed and message my sister and say, see if she's free to meet up for dinner.
Which one?
There's only one on station.
There
Oh,
is
sorry. There is two on station.
the non-secret
The
one.
non-secret one.
Yep, she sends you a response that she'll be there in 10 minutes.
Shit, I should probably do something with my sister. There are airlocks in the Citadel, right?
Didn't you just take her Nerf thingy?
Sort of.
Oh yeah, I did. Yeah.
You just forgot about her when the sun
This
was
is the
there.
Citadel's got that whole thing that there's an atmosphere up to a certain level, and it's got like a force field. When you go above that, then there's no atmosphere anymore.
So you just need to make a trebuchet.
You think too small. You think too small. You think too small. You think too small.